Hey you, how's it going? Before we start the video, if you haven't watched my 100 days in space video, I would appreciate it if you give it a watch. It took me so long to make and it is quite good if I do say so myself. But without further ado, let's move on to the Megabases. Megabases are the pinnacle of your Minecraft journey, carrying your farm, storage, etc. and they're just cool to witness, so you're gonna need a good one. In this video, I will show you 5 Megabase ideas along with a block palette to set you right up. With the new Caves and Cliff update, I think it is only suitable for you to build a mega mountain. The mountain you're seeing right now goes all the way to world limit, and with the new update the limit goes even higher. For the blocks you will need is pretty simple to gather, just some stone, cobble and andesite. You have these, then you're ready to start. The base will occupy a lot of your time, so if you're in it for the long haul of megabasing, is that even a word? I don't know, but is that you don't really need to be too creative with it. The block palette is really simple, and then you don't really have to be constantly thinking of new things to add to your base. You can just hop on every time you're free and you want to get your mind off thing, you want to do something else while you're building the base. You can just really build this without much thinking into it. It's just placing stone in a structure that you have already laid out, so it's actually pretty simple to build. Which leads me to the disadvantage. You're going to be needing a lot of planning. You're going to have to structure out the mountain and the corners and all the good stuff, so that's going to take you quite a long time. It could even take you more time than actually building the mountain, so please do aware of that. And the obvious disadvantage can also be it can be tedious. I know I said in the advantages that it can help you get your mind off things, but also it can be really boring just placing stone if you want to be creative. And if you're bored of Minecraft, don't build this base. You're gonna be really bored, and then it's gonna be a long time before you see progress. From the high mountains to the deep waters, the next base idea is an underground base. The classic underground base filled with farm storage and etc. You're gonna be needing to clear out a lot of water, so do be aware of that. Have your sponge ready or sand, a lot of sand, but it will be worth it. Plus you're going to be getting ores and diamonds along the way of digging, so 2 birds 1 stone. Is that the saying? I don't know, but the block palette you're going to be needing is just concrete, a color of your choice, and glass, so technically more sand. There's gonna be a lot of sand, so please do know that, but it will be all worth it. Hey, if you do regret your decision, just look at this beautiful base right now. I know you want it, so just go build it. And like I previously said, you do get ores and diamonds when you're digging down the hole, so that is kind of convenient. And also you don't have to worry too much about lighting, because it's essentially, your base is essentially a hole and you have a platform on the bottom, so you don't have to worry about lighting too much. Before we get to the cliche base ideas, how about a unique one for number 3, your snow village base. This is a wild one, but it's probably the coolest one out of the 5 lists. You have several varieties in your building, so you won't feel tedious working on your base like the mountain or the underwater base that is just working on the same thing. But this base is much more broken down. You have many layers and pieces. I mean, one day you can be building a farm, the next day you can be building a tree. Yeah, a tree. Now that's variety. For the block palette, I recommend spruce wood, dark oak, and some stone bricks. Simple materials makes the best bases. One of the biggest advantage of the snow villages is essentially just a medieval base, which a lot of people are good at and a lot of people just like in general. You can add a lot of details and it adds a lot of variety. Like I said, you can be building something totally different the next day, which can really help your creative juices. However, the disadvantage is being disorganized. Since there's so much variety, you can forget about buildings, you can forget about detailing, which really does put off your whole village, so you do have to keep mind of that. If you watch my survival SMP series called Unity Craft on my channel, you know this is my base. Look, I gotta put my own base in the video, right? I don't want to see comments saying you put your own base. No. I want to see comments like, oh, number 4 was such a great idea from you. Yes, I want to see that. This is a western town, the typical building around 1 lane, 1 road. You have really detailed and really big, nice 1 road, and you have buildings going off of it from the sides. You can have buildings ranging from jails, churches, banks, saloons, barns, and the Wawa is just such a good theme. You can have so many buildings, just go for it. The block palette you're going to be needing is really simple but really efficient working together. Again, just some simple materials like spruce wood, oak wood, and add some color while at it. Have some fun, some green colors, some unique colors. As you can see, this is my base. Go for it. If you like the building designs or anything you want to take from this base, just take it, okay? If you want to just take it, I really don't mind. This is probably the biggest advantage of the western town, and that is it's really easy to build. Now, I'm not a good builder at all, but if you can see, my town looks pretty decent, and all you need is you just need to build a rectangular or square building with some roofs and some cracked windows and stuff. So it's really easy to build. Anybody can get the hang of it, and it does look nice, so that is definitely one of the biggest advantages. However, the disadvantage is it's going to be quite some time before you finish, and also lighting can be a huge hassle. As you can see, I have torches everywhere in my base. I don't know what to do with lighting. It can really be hard to kind of separate the lighting and make it look nice, so that is something you have to be aware of. Last but most certainly not least, the most cliche popular Minecraft base, a city. Now, it may be typical, but it is certainly fun to build and it looks very impressive once you get it done. What you're seeing now is a modern city. Looks good, doesn't it? I don't need to say much on it. Everyone builds a city, so what makes this one different? Well, I'll tell you what makes it different. It'll be different because it came from you with your unique ideas. You're gonna make it different. Trust me, you're gonna build it, and along the way you're gonna be like, I'll add this, I'll add this. So go ahead, go make it different. And for the block palette, you just need a color of block that you want your city to revolve around. Have a few colors you want to work with. In this case, the city is mainly made up of red and white, along with a concrete unique glass, but that's pretty much it. Very simple materials to collect again. The biggest advantage of building a city is you can build it anywhere. You don't need to find a specific terrain. It is not terrain based. Like the Wild West town, you need to find a mesa mainly to build it, or a desert. But here you can build it in plains, desert, mesa, anywhere you want. It's really spacious. You can have big roads and it will really match with any terrain you build with, which is absolutely amazing because you don't need to have a specific seed or anything. You can just build it literally anywhere. One of the biggest disadvantages of building a city is if you have a huge city, it can feel empty and not lively. So it is really awkward to make a city lively. You need detail and things on the street, villagers, and all the good stuff, which can be hard, but it is definitely worth it because usually a big city just feels empty and you get this huge, really impressive city. And that was my top 5 Megabase SMP ideas for you to build in your single player world or your SMP. It doesn't really matter. And of course, these are really good 5 ones, but you don't need to just pick one. You can combine or niche different ones. Like you can have a huge mountain with a snow town, or I don't know, village in the mountain or along the mountain. You can combine so many things. And of course, these are not the only 5. There's just so much more. So if you want a part 2, you can leave a like and I will do a part 2. But guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you have enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.